Let us pray that we all may work together for the betterment of our city, respecting each other's perspectives and striving for fairness. Let us seek wisdom and understanding as we make decisions that will impact our residents. Let us pray for our city to have compassion and unity for all well beings. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We now call the Wheeling City Council meeting of April 21, 2026 to order, and would please ask the clerk to call the roll.
Mr. Asaro?
Here.
Ms. Kane?
Here.
Mayor Magruder?
Here.
Mr. Palmer?
Here.
Mr. Seidler?
Here.
Mr. Sklavnakis?
Present.
And Mr. Thorngate?
Here.
Quorum is present.
Thank you. We do have the minutes of April 7, 2026 before us. Is there a motion to accept those minutes as received?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion, changes, additions? Hearing none, I'd ask all those in favor signify by saying aye,
Aye.
and those opposed. And the minutes are accepted as received. Now we have the mayor's report, a couple items. First, I'd like to take a minute on behalf of City Council to recognize the passing of Congressman McKinley. He was an amazing citizen of Wheeling, and he has made major contributions to our city over the last many years. And so it's a sad day for Wheeling. He was an amazing citizen, and our condolences to his wife, Mary, and his family. Also want to make sure that I note that we've been intending to present a proclamation to the Wheeling Central boys basketball team who won the state championship and went undefeated. Unfortunately for them and for us, their athletes on that team are playing baseball and running track, and they've been unable to attend the last couple of meetings. So we're going to offer their proclamation. I will present it at their basketball meeting, at their basketball banquet on this Thursday evening. The other thing I'd like to recognize today is that for the Catholic Diocese of Wheeling, the Cathedral of St. Joseph's today celebrates its 100th anniversary. And so we offer our congratulations to Bishop Brennan and the diocese on that. That's all I have tonight. Clerk's report.
There is no clerk's report this evening.
Unfinished business.
An ordinance authorizing the city manager to expend funds in the amount of $85,250 with Catrol Company of Toronto, Ohio for Center Market upper restroom upgrades to be charged to CDBG.
I make a motion to adopt the ordinance.
A second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, I'd ask everyone to please record their vote. Mr. Thornton, is yours now? Motion approved.
An ordinance authorizing the city manager to expend funds in the amount of $106,500. Wow, I can't talk tonight. Sorry, everybody. $106,500 with T.S. Elliott LLC Contracting of Wellsburg, West Virginia for installation of hydraulic units and lines damaged by the 2024 flood to be charged to Water Pollution Control Division.
I would move to adopt the ordinance.
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? Once again, hearing none, please record your vote. That motion is approved.
An ordinance authorizing the city manager to expend funds in the amount of $59,212 with Mobile Solid Solutions of Somerset, Pennsylvania for dewatering at Water Pollution Control Plant to be charged to WPCD.
Move for adoption of the ordinance.
Second. Are there any discussion or questions to be had? Once again, hearing none, please record your vote. Motion approved.
An ordinance of the Council of the City of Wheeling authorizing the conveyance of certain real property located at 116 14th Street to the Ohio Valley ADC and further authorizing the city manager to execute and deliver such deeds and other documents to effectuate this conveyance.
I'll move to adopt the ordinance.
I second.
Is there any discussion? Please record your vote. That motion's approved.
And that concludes our unfinished business.
Thank you. At this point, we have remarks from City Council, and tonight we'll start to my far left with Councilor Palmer.
Nothing for me, sir.
Okay, we'll move over to Councilor Acero.
Nothing for me this evening.
Councilor Seidler.
Nothing for me.
Councilor Kane.
Just want to let everyone know that we have started the demolition for Clay School. It is going really smoothly. Also, anyone wishing to get a brick, they have been putting them across the street by the field, on the corner. So stop by and get you one. And that'll be all.
Thank you. Vice Mayor,
Nothing this evening, Mayor.
Councilor Thorngate.
Be a quiet night, Mayor. Nothing to do.
Very quiet evening. Report of committees. I think there's none
There are
tonight.
none.
Report of the city manager, Mr. Herron.
Great. Thank you, Mayor. Under original propositions, item number 8, thank you, is an ordinance to authorize an emergency repair on Glenwood Road. We had another slip develop on Glenwood Road about 2 weeks ago, and we were able to get a contractor up there, Savage, to give us a price on a fix that is very similar to some other successful fixes we've had in the past. That particular slip fits into that type of construction. So I would respectfully request 2 readings on that ordinance this evening, as we do consider that an emergency, and we do want to get Savage Construction up to that slip as fast as we possibly can. The proposed administrative community development block grant budget was distributed to City Council last week. It's the administrative budget. City Council has the ability to make changes to it, but I did want to go over it really quickly. The first item is the Section 108 loan repayment. This is the loan that was authorized for the 1400 block of Market Street project. That project is still alive. They're working through some new market tax credit issues with it, but it's getting very, very close to construction for $200,000. Holy Family Child Care for $49,500, and those are funds for a security system to be placed on a newly established Village Crisis Nursery on 141 Key Street. Russell Nesbitt Services, $80,000, and that's a new roof on the Watch Center in Center Wheeling. YSS, $42,500. Those are upgrades to the exterior of the Marks Recovery Home on the island. Paving, we have not identified the streets that are eligible. They have to meet certain criteria for community development block grant eligibility, but $107,976 for that. Fulton Basketball Court, $35,000. That project was bid out earlier this spring, and the numbers came in higher than what we anticipated. So we're recommending some additional funds put towards that project in the amount of $35,000. The Tunnel Green Tennis Court project is in the same boat. It was also bid, and numbers came in relatively high. So we're asking that $65,000 be appropriated for that project. We're proposing a new project in the Grandview Pool parking lot area, which is in desperate need of paving. That is a heavily used pool during the summer months in East Wheeling. So we're recommending $100,000 for paving there. And then the Bridge Park Pool House restroom renovations, which is also, I think, our busiest pool, is recommended at $150,000. And then for the public services outside agencies, $10,000 for Catholic Charities to be used for the purchase of food and food delivery products. Family services to be used for the purchase of food, gasoline, and paper products associated with family service. The House of the Carpenter, $4,000 to be used for programming in conjunction with Madison School. The Seeing Hand Association, $5,000 to be used for their workshop supplies, which is a reoccurring event for them. And then $25,000 for Wheeling Health Right, which is pharmaceuticals and dental clinic care for clients that meet their criteria. So that's pretty much an overview of the proposed CDBG budget. It is down slightly this year, I think by about $14,000. But the total allocation for the city of Wheeling this year is $1,117,470. So the schedule on the CDBG, the draft action plan, which I just described, is currently on display. A public hearing will be held on that on May 5th. And then City Council will, the 30-day comment period will begin on May 18th. City Council can then make revisions and adopt an action plan on May 19th. And then it's anticipated that the plan would be submitted to HUD between June 2nd and June 12th. So it's kind of a condensed schedule, but because of the federal government's shutdowns and allocations, et cetera, it is later this year than normal. Typically, this is done in February and March. Obviously, it's being done now April, May, and June. So there are opportunities for council to provide input on this budget. And if you have any input, feel free to contact me or Nancy Craig. Also, the city swimming pools will be opening on June 6th. Each pool will be closed 1 day per week, depending on lifeguard availability. Right now, we don't anticipate having enough lifeguards for every pool to be open every single day, so we'll have a rotating process where each pool will be closed for 1 day per week. And then in the Finance Committee meeting earlier, we had a discussion on the budget revision, which is included on the amended agenda this evening. The laying of the levy does reflect that budget revision, which, as we talked about, we were able to pay off the original Wheeling Civic Center general obligation bond that was adopted or passed by the citizenry back in 2003, refunded in 2015, 2 years early, to the tune of $319,500. And so that frees up funds to be reallocated both through the levy as well as through the general fund. And then tomorrow, the Washington Avenue Bridge project will have a change in activity. We received word last week that the bridge beams would come in at night on Washington Avenue. They started last night, but for tomorrow, those bridge beams will come in from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. There's an issue with transporting the beams from Ohio into West Virginia. It's a West Virginia DOH issue at night. So they're working through that. So for tomorrow only, there will be disruption in the morning while those beams are being delivered between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. In the exit off of I-70 and Washington Avenue area. So hopefully it'll just be for 1 day and we can get back to the night shift beginning tomorrow night. That's my report.
Thank you. Any questions, Mr. Hare?
Mr. Heron, I just have one question on the paving thing. Are we able to do the tar and chip thing or whatever that was? We used to do that a long time ago, right? We able to do that now?
The city at the time had equipment to do that. We've since sold that. It's been probably 30 years since we've done tar and chipping, but we certainly can look at that. Which also, not to interrupt your question, but which also reminds me that the assistant city manager had distributed recommended paving to each council person. If you could review that, get your comments back to us by May 6th, that would be very helpful. We do want to bid our paving project out during the month of May and present that to city council for consideration in June, and then paving in July and August.
Are there companies that we can contract to do that? Or is that just not really a thing? these days?
I can check into that
Gotta
as
be
to
less expensive than paving. So,
it is. It causes issues. It's dusty initially, and then there's tar issues associated with it. It doesn't hold up really well. There are some areas where it could be applicable, where the surface is not as bad as maybe as other streets that may need to be milled and filled, where we mill up and then pave it. So we certainly can look at that, and I'll see if we can contact our paving contractors and see if they have the capability to do
that's
that.
something I'd want to do on any of our main roads, but there's getting some pushback on some other kind of alternate older
Okay,
grid roads type of things, and
we'll raise the question with the contractor.
Any other questions, city manager?
Very briefly, the Washington Avenue Bridge, are we still on pace? Or are we behind schedule?
No, the original completion date is still valid.
Okay, which is October, I
Yes,
think.
October.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you, Mr. Herron. We have no reports of other officers tonight. Petitions of redress or grievance,
There are none.
petitions of all other kind,
There are none.
original propositions.
An ordinance authorizing the city manager to expend funds in the amount of $40,000 with Esmo Corp. of Mogador, Ohio for the rental of screw press system in the months of January and February 2026 to be charged to Water Pollution Control Division. An ordinance authorizing the city manager to expend funds in the amount of $28,966.02 with Mobile Solid Solutions of Somerset, Pennsylvania for dewatering primary clarifier to be charged to WPCD. An ordinance authorizing the city manager to expend funds in the amount of $96,740 with Bolton Wind Ford Inc. of Heidelberg, Pennsylvania for the purchase of a 2026 Ford F-350 truck for the water department to be charged to the water department vehicle replacement fund. An ordinance authorizing the city manager to expend funds in the amount of $36,822.79 with Lashley Tractor Sales of St. Clairsville, Ohio for a Kubota tractor to be charged to WPCD Vehicle Replacement Fund. An ordinance of the municipal council levy estimate prescribed by the West Virginia State Auditor known as the annual appropriation for fiscal year 2026-2027 budget for Wheeling Municipality, Ohio County. An ordinance authorizing the city manager to transfer funds in the amount up to $80,000 from wireless cell tower escrow account to regular RCIP. An ordinance authorizing the city manager to expend funds in the amount of $680,000 with Mansueto Roofing and Sheet Metal of Martinsbury, Ohio for lower market roof replacement at Center Market to be charged as follows: $150,000 to National Park Service grant, $42,500 to West Virginia State Development Grant, $289,000 to regular RCIP, $107,500 to infrastructure RCIP, and $100,000 to the project funds. An ordinance authorizing the city manager to expend funds in the amount of $73,000 with Savage Construction, Inc. of Wheeling, West Virginia for Glenwood Road slip repair to be charged a city service fee.
I would move for a second reading.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All of those in favor of a second reading, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? And I'd ask the clerk to read for a second time.
An ordinance authorizing the city manager to expend funds in the amount of $73,000 with Savage Construction, Inc. of Wheeling, West Virginia for Glenwood Road slip repair to be charged a city service fee.
Move to adopt the ordinance.
I'll second.
Is there any discussion?
Mr. Heron, I meant to ask you during your report of the city manager, have they given us an indication when they may be able to begin this project?
Um,
Or just a ballpark?
yeah, within 2 weeks.
Great, thank you.
Any other questions? Hearing none, I'd ask everyone to please record your vote. That motion's approved.
An ordinance authorizing the city manager to expend funds in the amount of $518,900 with Lombardi Development of Follinsby, West Virginia for 10th Street Parking Garage Stair Tower Elevator upgrades to be charged as follows: $300,000 to regular RCIP and $218,900 to 10th Street Parking Garage R&R. A resolution of the Council of the City of Wheeling authorizing participation in the Northern Panhandle Home Consortium for the period of July 1, 2026 to June 30, 2027.
I would move to adopt the resolution.
Second.
Is there any discussion or questions? Hearing none, again, I'd ask everyone to please record your vote. That resolution's approved.
A resolution of the Council of the City of Wheeling approving the updated fiscal year 2026-2027 general fund budget.
Move for adoption of the resolution.
Any discussion? Once again, please record your vote. That resolution's approved.
And that concludes original propositions.
Thank you. We now have those wishing to be heard. We have two people that have signed up. The first person is Kayetta. I don't have a last name. She signed up early. Kayetta showed up kind of after the meeting last time, so I'd ask, is Kayetta present, please? Just want to make sure for the second time. Kayetta? Okay, we're going to move then to Lova Hitt.